Good evening, everyone. So, I wanted to share something with you that I think is really super exciting, but I am a total nerd and a geek, and maybe you won't feel as excited about it as I am, but let's give it a shot. I love EFT, or Emotional Freedom Technique. It's a tapping method. I love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. And I found something that might actually make it better. And also, if maybe it was modeled after Meridian tapping, but changed up a bit, and if it was, why? And let me give you the reasons. Okay. So, one of my theories is that people learn things from a master, or they learn things from people who are trained by the master. And you know how things get passed down and translated differently? So, let me give you an example. When chiropractic was taught, I have heard that the chiropractors were being taught that after a chiropractic session, they should let the patient lie flat or still for 15 to 30 minutes to let the adjustment integrate with the nervous system. I don't know any chiropractors that do that today, and I'm sure there's some out there, but I don't know any at this current moment that do that. So the adjustments won't hold as long because they just put them back out into the streets, back into their car in traffic, and they're not holding the adjustments as long as they could possibly hold them if they were sitting still. So when I created the harmonic egg, I had read some white papers from a German doctor specifically. After listening to relaxing music, you should just sit in silence for 6.5 minutes. So I created 10 minutes of silence after an egg session. You're still in the egg with the light on, but the music is over, and you're just sitting there in a Zen state, letting things integrate, letting your nervous system figure out what the session did for you. And so, but I think that over time, if I were to pass on and people were teaching what I'm teaching, it would get changed, it would get misinterpreted, it would get shifted around. Just like when you whisper in somebody's ear and then 10 people down the line, you whispered goat in the ear, and by the time the 10th person repeats it, it's rooster. Okay, we just don't know how things get changed over time. So when we talk about history, history also, I don't know, do we really believe? If I can't remember what happened yesterday, or we can't really remember what happened last week, how can we remember what happened hundreds of years ago or thousands of years ago? So there is a technique called Meridian Tapping, and my friend and teacher, Dr. Dana Anglin, who's a DO, or a doctor of osteopathic medicine, said he was taught this by Dr. Klinghardt. Most people know who Dr. Klinghardt is. He's a medical doctor. The Klinghardt is institute.com, I believe. And he's a brilliant medical doctor that has a lot of, has a lot of experience and has really created a lot of fantastic protocols that have helped people. So Meridian Tapping and EFT, or Emotional Freedom Technique, is kind of meant to calm and ground and balance the body. So specifically, I'm going to talk about Meridian Tapping, and then I'm going to go into what I think maybe has changed with EFT, that if they incorporated the technique of Meridian Tapping, might be a little more effective. So with Meridian Tapping, balancing the system, and specifically the fight or flight and rest and digest part of the nervous system, the autonomic nervous system, the energies get flowing through the acupuncture meridians. And the acupuncture meridians are very active in our cute little fingertips. And so it's important, they're saying, with Meridian Tapping is to use all of your fingertips whenever possible with the technique. And I think it is possible for me. Some people aren't flexi-bendy, and I'll show you. And some of them can be modified. But when I learned EFT, it was used with both hands. So the head, tapping was not, but then we would tap here with my practitioner, tap here, tap the area here, and then one at a time, we might tap there. I have recently discovered that, the EFT tapping now, people just do it with one hand. So they just tap here, they tap here, 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 here. And actually I did it in the Meridian Tapping order that time. So it's a different order from Meridian Tapping and a little bit different technique. So I'm just wondering about this. This is so crazy. The Meridian Tapping points, they say to do 30 seconds each point using all the fingertips. And they talk about the top of the head. So you actually use all your, I don't know if I'm going to adjust my computer here, all of your fingertips. And so you're tapping very slowly for 30 seconds using all of your fingertips, which are important because they're connected to the acupuncture meridians. So that was interesting to me because EFT, you just tap, 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 and you're done. But I'll say something at the end of this that's going to make you think about why you would want to spend the time on each point a little bit more, a little more focused, and a little slower. The second point is the brow ridge. So you take all of your fingertips on the brow ridge and you tap 30 seconds using all the fingertips, both hands. The next one is the side of the head. And it's like where your glasses sit. And just like with EFT, it's this point here. 1 second, 1 second, 30 seconds tapping. The next one is the back of the head. Now EFT doesn't have this meridian point, but it's very important. I'm going to talk about it at the end here. It's the lower part of the skull. So it's I can't really show you while I'm doing the video, but you can take all your fingertips and it's kind of above the neck, but at the back of the head. So again, tapping all your fingertips, all your beautiful fingertips, very slowly, 1 second per tap. The next one is going to be under the eye, so it's under the pupil. So in EFT, they just kind of tap whatever. But if you take all of your fingertips and you line them up like kind of under the pupil and tap 1 second per tap for 30 seconds. And then the top of the teeth. So you want to kind of get all the fingertips. I can't talk, blocking my mouth. But you can start with the two pinkies here, and then this is the top of the teeth. Then you got the lower teeth. And you can put your pinky here and then just use all your fingertips. Really cool stuff. I can't wait to get to the other part where you guys learn about what each of these points does. So then you have the side of the chest. So in EFT, they would go to here next, and they kind of tap in the middle. But with the meridian tapping, it's the side of the chest. So you can kind of do, if you can't bend like this and tap, you can do one at a time. And then 30 seconds. There's some modifications. I forgot to tell you the modification for the back of the head. Dr. Anglin uses like kind of a karate chop method because some people maybe can't do that. And so you can just kind of chop with the hands. But I'm thinking the whole point is not modifying it and using your cute little fingertips because it's attached to the acupuncture meridian points. So you can also do, he calls this the chicken wing. So Dr. Anglin says you can kind of tap this way. I like to kind of cover my bases with my fingertips because I feel like there's something very important about using the fingertips. So, and then the last one is the front of the chest underneath the collarbone. So it's not necessarily here, it's in the points underneath the collarbone. You can find where that little bone is and then tap. Okay, so super cool stuff. So it's slightly different points because EFT, you kind of use this part and then this part, and then the other ones you guys know if you know EFT. But I think taking the EFT to the next level, this is what I'm thinking, is the top of the head, both hands, fingertips. You're activating the crown chakra. It's connected to the brain and the pineal gland, and it can energize all the chakras. So think about it. If you're able to energize all the chakras, why would you just go tap, tap, tap and go move on to the next point? You know, so sometimes they're tapping a little bit, but a lot of the EFT practitioners are just like, you know, you don't want to slap yourself silly, but using all 10 fingertips. And if you're going to be activating all the chakras, it seems like it would be more valuable to take your time and just do the 30 seconds as you're activating the crown chakra. On the eyebrow area, you're activating the third eye chakra, and it can also energize all your chakras. So if it's important to use all 10 fingertips, you don't want to just tap, you know, and some people tap here, some people tap here. So using all 10 and getting on that brow line and really tapping seems to be more valuable. Why not take it to the next level, right? Then the side of the head activates the temple in what they call the minor chakra, and it energizes the eyes and the lateral brain. It makes total sense, you guys. It makes total sense to take your time, use all 10 fingers, not one hand, or 2 hands and a couple fingers, using that and being very deliberate about it. And then you have the back of the head, which activates what they call the Sutherland's fulcrum. And this is something that is a very important point in craniosacral treatment. So I am still going to learn more about that because I am interested in why EFT doesn't have that point. If it's something that's in craniosacral, a very important point, then why not have that point? So you guys get where I'm going with this? I'm so excited about it. I'm super nerding out on this. And I love Brad Yates. I was turned on to him by one of our egg practitioners, our egg guardians. And so what I've been doing is I've been using Brad Yates's tapping, guided tapping, let's just say, because he kind of guides you through it. But I just close my eyes and I do the meridian tapping points, slow tapping, 30 seconds each of the 9 points. And of course, 9 is not an accident. There's 9 points, right? You guys know I love number 9. So then you have it under the eye, which activates, and it's, you want to go the spot here under the pupil and up to the side of the mouth. Activates the maxillary sinuses in the teeth area. And then you have this, let's see, the chin area, the under the mouth, that's activating the teeth. And then you have this area, again, activating the throat chakra. The side of the chest, you have this area here. So that would be the next tapping point. Activates the heart, the spleen, and the solar plexus chakras. And it's also great for the lungs. And then you have the front of the chest, which is the last one, which is not the last one in EFT, but it kind of brings it all together. And it activates the throat, the heart, the sacral chakra, and it strengthens the adrenals. So really interesting how all the points activated by virtue of their being present in the fingertips, and EFT doesn't do it that way. So if we can take the best of EFT and the best of meridian tapping and bring it all together, I think we have a powerful or more powerful modality for us to use in grounding, calming, and balancing our lovely nervous system. Let me know your thoughts below in the video on if that makes any sense, or do you guys just think I am just crazy? Thanks.